Most of the time, prisoners' physiques change dramatically from how they looked before and after prison. Look at Mike Tyson, for example. Of course, those in prison have a lot of time, but time isn't the main solution for bodies and strength like this. So I locked in for 2 days, went through every source I could find, and put together the exact prison training system responsible for that physique, and it all starts with the first exercise. The Bunk Dips. By the way, we're going through a real prison-style workout starting from upper body to lower body. So first, the upper body, more specifically, your arms. I normally call this exercise bench dips because, well, prisoners were literally doing them on the edge of a bed frame. And this exercise was talked about by prisoners like Charles Bronson, Britain's most notorious prisoner. Let me explain first how to do it and then why it is so effective. Find any sturdy surface behind you. Chair, park bench, edge of your bed, whatever works. It doesn't matter what it is, to be honest. Place your hands on the edge with your fingers pointing forward. Then lower yourself until your elbows hit around 90 degrees and press back up. That's 1 rep, ladies and gentlemen. And look, don't sit on the ground between reps. You need to keep the tension the whole time. That constant tension is honestly what makes this exercise hit way harder than people expect. And the funny part is, it looks ridiculously simple, right? But that's exactly why most people underestimate it, because what this thing builds is the real focus here. Bunk dips hit all the muscles people actually care about, your triceps, lower chest, and front shoulders, all in one movement. You need to think about your triceps like the engine of your arm. If that engine is weak, every push movement suffers. That's why some people do push-ups for months and still feel like their arms refuse to grow. The triceps never really get fully loaded. And also, if you want big arms, you need to focus more on the triceps, because your tricep is 60 to 70% of your arm. The rest is the bicep. That's something a lot of people forget. Everyone wants bigger arms and thinks they need to focus more on their biceps. However, the triceps actually make up a larger portion of the arm's volume. Dips fix that directly. And look, this one exercise is basically replacing tricep pushdowns, the chest press machine, and front raises at the same time. So yeah, 3 expensive gym machines replaced by 1 chair or bed frame. The prison budget is apparently very efficient. Anyway, Charles Bronson did 800 of these every single day. 800 a day. That is an insane amount, man. But to be fair, what else were they gonna do in prison besides dips and stare at walls? You do not need to go full Charles Bronson mode though. Just stick to what I do when I train my arms, around 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20 reps, but only 2 days a week. You could also do it 1 time a week. But a study showed that you will build muscle faster if you train them twice a week. So if you want to have faster results, go twice a week. But here's the thing. If you only train what you can see in the mirror, the back of your body stays weak. So for this, we have the exercise called the inverted row. In prison, this has a different name, the broom handle row. That's how prisoners used to do it. And honestly, they relied on this because it builds your back insanely well. And you can do it almost anywhere without fancy equipment. All you need is a low, sturdy surface, table edge, countertop, or even a broom handle across 2 chairs. You can, of course, also do it on a machine. Then, lie underneath it, heels on the floor and arms straight, gripping the surface above you. Pull your chest up towards it. At the top, squeeze your shoulder blades together like you're trying to crack the subscribe button between them. Then lower yourself slowly, full 3 seconds down, and keep your body straight the whole time. However, if it feels too hard, just bend your knees, and if you want to make it harder, elevate your feet on a chair. But honestly, some people might ask, why do all this effort when we already have pull-ups for back training? And it's a fair question, so let's compare them. Pull-ups mainly build width, but inverted rows build thickness. Your back is like a wall. Pull-ups give you the height of the wall. Inverted rows, on the other hand, give you the thickness you need. Without that thickness, your back might look wide from the front, but from the side, it looks flatter than your phone screen, if that makes sense. This exercise trains the mid-back, the muscles that make a physique look dense and 3-dimensional, not only wide. And that's honestly the part most people doing bodyweight training completely miss. Plus, this one movement replaces bent-over rows, cable rows, and seated machine rows altogether. Now again, don't train like prisoners unless you also plan on living in a cell. Just do 2 sets of 7 to 10 reps, 2 or 1 day a week. Same workout days as the other exercises. And once you feel confident in it, Add a towel grip. That'll light up your forearms and grip strength too. Now let's go to the middle body. What I mean with that is your core. Strong abs are not only important to look good, but also to stabilize your spine, protect your lower back, and make everyday movements more powerful and efficient. For that, the exercise is the hanging leg raise. It looks hard, and it is hard. But hard exercises build hard men, I guess. But don't worry, I'll make it easier for you. This is actually one of the most common exercises used in prison yard workouts. All you do is hang from any strong bar. Keep your legs straight, then raise them until your knees come up above your hips. And when lowering your legs, go slow and controlled. Now, if you're just starting, here's the easier version I'd recommend. Put a chair or a small table under your feet so they barely help you balance. That little support makes the movement way more manageable while you build the core. But here's the prison upgrade most people never even hear about. Throw 2 towels over the bar and grip 1 towel on each hand. Then do the exact same movement. Turns out this changes the exercise into a different level. Now your grip, forearms, and core are all getting worked together. However, I know most of you guys are doing crunches. Maybe it's time to change that because crunches mostly train the surface of your abs. On the other hand, hanging leg raises train the whole structure. One looks decent in the mirror, the other doesn't just make it look better, it actually makes your core strong as well. That's why prisoners build those thick, solid midsections instead of abs that disappear the second the pump is gone. And yeah, this replaces cable crunches, ab machines, and basically every seated crunch variation you've been suffering through. I train my core mostly on the days I train my back and my chest. That's 2 times a week with 4 sets each day. That's what I do and got the best results with so far, so I will recommend the same to you. Anyway, the upper body and core are done. Quick thing. There's a code hidden in this video. Like always, whoever finds it gets both of my workout and mobility books for free. Link is in the description. Now we move on to the lower body, and for that, we have the pistol squat. It's basically just a squat on one leg while the other leg stays straight out in front of you. But at the bottom position, your body kind of looks like a pistol. That's literally where the name comes from. Now, this exercise comes from a training system called convict conditioning, created by Paul Wade, who spent 19 of the last 23 years behind bars. Now, of course, he didn't invent it, but he used it a lot. So here's how to start. Grab a door handle, a pole, or anything sturdy you can hold on to. Stand on one leg. Lower yourself as deep as you comfortably can. Then use the support to help pull yourself back up. That's the assisted variation. And honestly, just keep doing that until you need less and less support every week. Eventually, the training wheels come off. And once you can do them freestanding, hold a backpack, water jug, or heavy book to keep progressing. Now here's something interesting you'll start noticing. When you squat with both legs, your stronger side secretly takes more of the load every single time. And that's a big problem. You just don't notice it. But pistol squats remove that option completely. One leg does all the work. No hiding, no cheating, and no stronger side saving the day. And that's why this exercise builds balanced legs that actually look symmetrical from every angle, not just when you're standing in perfect lighting flexing in the mirror. It trains your quads, glutes, hamstrings, ankle stability, and deep core all at once. So for this, just do 3 to 4 sets of 3 to 10 reps per leg, and with that, you now have all 4 exercises to build a full prison-style physique. Try to do all of them around 3 to 4 days a week. That's a complete full-body workout built by men who had almost nothing and still became the most physically intimidating people in the room. And honestly, there are a lot more prison-style exercises and old-school training methods like this. If you want to discover more of those, just click the subscribe button and sign up for my free newsletter. Shout out to this comment. I love writing, so I do it in my free time, and I put some surprises in there as well because I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.